Good morning, welcome to day number 2 of my trip to the USA for the doubleheader, George Kambosos, Maxi Hughes, which is taking place this Saturday night. And Las Vegas, of course, Errol, Spence, Terrence, Crawford taking place on July 29. So I also got an okay sleep last night. It was about 8 hours, which was still pretty good. Got to bed about midnight and up at about 8, which is good. Didn't really eat much yesterday, well, if at all, so I'm a little bit hungry this morning, and fortunately, as I said yesterday, I've got an IHOP right next door, so let's go in and check out what they've got. Just on today, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning here, so I'm about to, after breakfast, I'll go to the Grand Hotel and Casino here in Shawnee. Apologies, by the way, for saying Shawnee, Oklahoma about 20 times in yesterday's video. I think you know where I am now. But yeah, I'll go to the casino later and look at the press conference. Probably catch up with Noonan Boy there. He'll be covering it. I think he's doing a live stream back to Australia, which will be good. So yeah, we'll see what all the events are happening over there. Being a casino, I might have to stay around and check it out for a while. I'm not quite sure there's much else to do here, but I'll have a bit of a look afterwards. I'll probably finish at about sort of 2 o'clock or 12:30, 1 o'clock. So a fair bit of the day to fill in. So we'll see what else we can get up to here in Shawnee on day number 2, and as always, great to have you along. Whew. Now that was a breakfast. What you're actually seeing in the video wasn't everything that I got, by the way. Sorry, I'll just taking another step there. Another piece came out soon after that. That was just the first serve as I walk under a tree here. Yeah, so I know you can't beat IHOP. Great service as well, and cheap. That was like $19, which is, I suppose, by the time you put American dollars on it, adds up to about sort of $25. But yeah, as I say, like great food, great service, great atmosphere, it's nice and clean. Really just a nice environment to eat in, whether it's breakfast, lunch or dinner. And they don't just give you a coffee, they give you a pot of coffee, and they just keep bringing it until you can't drink anymore. It's really good. You've got to experience it. But so I've got about an hour before I'm going to head off to the casino. So I'll go up and get organised with my equipment and stuff, and get over there and see what's going on. And see what's happening with the press conference. So let's do it.
Boxing, this is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Errol, and brought to you all weekend by AutoZone. Get in the zone. George, I want to start with you. First of all, congratulations on signing a deal with Top Rank. Excited to have you in the Top Rank family. I read one of your quotes. Kambosos is back. He's refreshed. He's hungry. What does that mean?
Yeah, look, it's an absolute pleasure to be here in Oklahoma. We're excited, we're refreshed, and the meaning behind that is, if you look at, especially the last year, 3 massive fights in 11 months. So, big fights like that take its toll. But I was able to step back, continue my training, refresh the body, and I'm here now. I'm very excited, feel fantastic. And we can't wait to handle business.
It's one of the dreams to, you start as a professional, you watch all the big fights in America, I want a bit of that, and I've had my tough times in boxing, but I've shown a lot of mental strength, and I've come through that, and I've got to this point, I've earned my right to be on the stage as many, I made merit. So yeah, Oklahoma was not on my list of places to visit, but when it came up, I'm halfway through watching Yellowstone at the minute, so it's a cowboy town. So yeah, I've been here now a week and a half now. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Everybody's friendly. We've been travelling around, and been up training in Oklahoma City, getting to know some locals and that. So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying every minute of the journey. All said and done with my career, like I say, I enjoy every element of it, and I'm happy and proud to be up here, main event.
For me, I'm only focused on Maxi Hughes. We give him the utmost respect. He's here. This is his Super Bowl. We know what he's going to bring, and whatever there is to come, that will be spoken about after Saturday. But for now, there's only one man in front of me. And that's what I've thought about for many months. We're excited. We can't wait to get in there. And like I said, it's going to be a beautiful victory and a fake statement. Then we can discuss and talk about the rest. But we're excited to be the top rank. We've done a lot of business before in the past, and to be officially with the family now it's fantastic. We've got one thing on our mind. That's victory on Saturday against Maxi Hughes.
Okay, well that's a wrap for the press conference. I'm just sitting up here on the stage where the media conference actually took place. It's not a bad sort of vantage point up here, I will say. But really, good press conference. I was actually quite impressed by both guys. Obviously, both family men. There was no trash talking. There was no disparaging remarks. No push and shove. And that's the way it really should be. Just two professional guys who know their business and complimentary of each other, but also know the reason why they're up here, of course, and that's to lock horns on Saturday night. And I've got to say too, I've never met George Kambosos before, but it was really nice to actually see him in the flesh and get to meet him and shake his hand. Couldn't do enough for everyone here. I think I've seen him do about 5 interviews. Of course I've got a photo with him, but just a really down-to-earth guy. And I must admit I wasn't quite sure what to make of George. I haven't met him before, as I said, but so I was actually very, very pleasantly surprised at what a nice guy that he is. And I probably could have got a bit of a word with him, but as I said, everyone was lining up for him. And at this stage, a day before the weigh-in, I can probably understand he's sick of interviews, so I just got the photo and some footage from afar. But maybe after the fight, we might get a word if it all goes according to plan and we get a chance. But I'm not that stressed about that. But and shout out also to Nick Noonan boy Noonan, who I sat next to. It's good to see him work. He knows his business. Good standing over here too, I will say, Noonan boy. So. If you do watch this, Nick, thank you very much for letting me in to your little world here. So that's it. Not quite sure what we'll get up to now. Might have a look around the casino and see what we can get up to. But that's it for the press conference. All it's that to go now is the weigh-in, which is tomorrow about the same time. And of course the big fight on Saturday night. So good day here at the Grand Hotel and Casino, I think it's called. The journey goes on. Noonan boy there, what is it? Tea?
That is tea.
So we are sitting here at the, what is this place anyway, the top rank?
This is the press conference top rank room. I'm here with Don House, Armin from City Athletic, and Matt from Fight Hub.
Fight Hub, oh, is that all right? Fight Hub sitting across from Fight Hype?
Oh, yeah,
wait, who's Fight Hub?
But just remember, everyone back home, this is not alcoholic drink. Haven't I been here now for 12 days?
I smelled it.
No,
I
alcoholic
still haven't had
drinks.
a drink, but I will be having a drink on Saturday night. It'll be just a little bit of whiskey.
Ben,
Just a little bit of whiskey.
That organic.
Ben, I smelled it. It is whiskey.
All right, we want to see the glamorous life of the online reporters here, guys. So Noonan boy here and Jackson TBC. So I'm not going to show you your screen there because that'll give away a few secrets. But mate, we all think it's a glamorous life over here in the big time here. This is what we do all day: upload, download, interview, repeat.
Well, we're sequencing right now.
What's sequencing?
Sequencing means we're setting up social media for certain times when we can actually sleep. So when we sleep, the content comes out. So
What about the intern over there? Are you learning a bit there, mate?
He's over here doing a few things. I fucking can't believe he's out here. He's just popped out.
First thoughts, mate.
As I go.
Yeah. So, is this the first time for the big fights?
Yeah. First time in the States.
And tell us about today, mate. You had the press conference. Tell us about your day,
Yeah.
or lack of.
I kind of didn't make it to the press conference. Had a little delay, but yeah, we live and we learn. We'll be pumped up for tomorrow's weigh-in.
Just to set the alarm for the weigh-in, mate.
Yeah, that's it.
Good stuff, guys. Okay, that is the end of day number 2. Gee, they go quick, don't they? As you've seen today, really eventful one, at least during the day anyway, with the press conference with George Kambosos, Maxi Hughes. Really good days you would have seen there. So we had IHOP was good this morning, good way to start it. Might start my day every way that way, I think. Then the press conference, we sat around for a couple of hours, just talking boxing, which was great. Just went back to the casino then, and as you've seen, caught up with Noonan boy Nick Noonan and Jackson Stanley from TCB Boxing, I think it's called, over here for the first time reporting. So good to catch up with those guys. Not a real eventful night, but we just sat around and talked again boxing. It is a boxing trip. It was good. So I'm just back at the hotel now, and I'll get some sleep, back up amongst it in the morning, probably back over to IHOP again, I reckon, and then over for the weigh-in. And see what else we can get up to during the day. I'm sure there'll still be plenty to do. All the boxing people here need something to keep them busy, so I'm sure we'll get up to something. But at the moment, just to weigh in, and we'll go from there. So thanks for joining in for day number 1 and 2 so far, and look forward to number 3. Catch you then.